What's up, kiddos? It's your friend Can, and I'm back with more Hiveswap Friendship Simulator. Alright, we are moving right into Volume 7. Still gunning to try and befriend all of the cuties in a single volume, which we have not successfully done yet, but maybe we could do it this time. In Volume 7 of Business Flagrantly Illegal. Oh no. Oh, I'm concerned already. Ever since you were a kid back on Earth, you've always held the deep, close wish to one day travel the world. You wanted to see new places, experience exciting new tastes and altitudes and temperatures, maybe go scuba diving. You never imagined you would actually get the chance. That kind of cool stuff didn't happen to someone like you. Well, you're finally getting your wish. It's just a totally different world. Funny how life turns out. When you get back to Earth, well, you don't want to think about that. Who knows if it will ever even happen? You've really chilled out recently, found your place in the universe. Drifting from friend to friend, adventure to adventure. It's the only way to live. Oh boy. Oh boy. We got a little friend and a big friend. Oh. So we're going to start with, butcher your name, Remele Namaaq? Remele Namaaq. Cool. Again, not to be Castius, but you are blue blood, so I'm already a little bit worried. You've wandered into a part of town that seems to have some culture going on. Capitalize that culture. There are a lot of bright neon lights, and you can't read what the signs say, but you can see arcades, a performance space, and what looks like a movie theater, perhaps more indie-orientated compared to the mall cinemas you've seen before. As you continue wandering, you come across a trendy-looking building with a placard outside that shows a little cartoon doodle of a fancy waiter holding out trays of snacks. You can't read what the words say, but you recognize the intergalactic signal for free food inside, come on in. Nice. Oh, look at this. This is very fancy. Look at all this art. Look at this art. God, Mona Lisa, look at those horns. You head inside, and it appears to be an art gallery. It must be opening night, because there are festive decorations up and a little table offering drinks and hors d'oeuvres. There are many other art appreciators here, and your adrenaline spikes when you realize that most of the trolls milling around are purple bloods. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Retreat, retreat, retreat. You're not sure if some paintings and snacks are worth the high chances of being maimed when chaotic violence breaks out, but as you're debating the merits of free food versus probable injury, someone approaches you. Hello. You don't look like my other patrons. Are you lost? Is she adding extra E's? Or are you perhaps looking to start collecting? If you're loaded, ignore that first question. Art is for everyone, after all, regardless of your blood color. Oh, I get it. It's like very, very fancy, like color. Like adding a U, but not. The 4 black pupils in her eye glint and sparkle, and you're not sure yet if it's a menacing or friendly sparkle. She grins at you and shows all her teeth. So what do you think of the art? Have any paintings caught your eye? You look around. You don't know much about art, but you are a nerd, and a lot of the paintings in here remind you of scenes from popular movies and games back home. The artwork is stunning, perhaps the best I've ever seen. Troll Mona Lisa who? Troll Mona Lisa. It seems kind of derivative. I'm not gonna insult her. Stop, you flatterer. She puts a hand on her hip and winks at you, and you're guessing here that she doesn't actually want you to stop. You're also making the connection that she must be the artist who painted all of these. You sense an opportunity for friendship, so you lay it on thick and gush about how talented she is. Huh, I thought you looked like a dumbass when you walked in, but you have good taste after all. Let me show you around. You follow Remele through the gallery, swinging by the table with the free food first. It's pretty good by the standards you've come to expect in Alternia, but what you thought was wine at first glance is actually Faygo. No thanks. Oh god, of course it's Fako. You may have noticed some themes in my exhibit at work. I don't love clowns or gore as much as it may seem. That's just what I have for sale here. If you look at my works online, you'll see more of the full range of my art. But for this fancy gallery shit, Purple Bloods are some of my best customers. Those clowns fucking love art. They're rich as fuck. And they'll buy anything as long as it's violent enough or features religious themes. You've seen the kind of destruction and mayhem that Purple Bloods are capable of, so you're surprised that she doesn't seem to mind being in a crowded gallery with so many of them. Most other trolls you've interacted with have done their best to steer clear of the clown murder cult guys, at least when one of those hate-romance relationships isn't on the table. Isn't it kind of dangerous to actively court them for her audience? Oh sure, they can be unpredictable, and keeping them happy requires some schmoozing. Occasionally I have to pretend like I've drunk the Faygo and pull some religious references out of my ass. But it's nothing I can't handle. You can make a lot more money as an artist if you're not choosy about what you draw. One of my customers is this blue blood moron who only ever commissions me to draw low bloods in quadrants with other low bloods. I've got him convinced I'm giving him a deal on his rate when he's actually paying 5 times what I charge anyone else. My point is, artistique... I'm sorry, I can't get over all these. Artistique integrity is for chumps. If you want to get ahead in this world, give the people what they want first. That strikes you as a depressing outlook on the creative process, but you're aware by now that idealism on Alternia tends to lead to shorter lifespans. And you have to admit, looking around the crowd in this gallery, that her cynical approach seems to be working. You tell her that she sounds pretty business savvy in addition to talented, and she winks at you again. Thanks, I know. Because I make bank doing shit like this, I'm able to fund my passion projects. You should really check out my webcomic. But before you can find out what her webcomic is about, she notices another troll that has been sidling up to you. As she approaches, she whips out what looks like a small recording device with a smile. Remele's face goes carefully blank, and she crosses her arms over her chest. And how can I help you? Ah, yes. Hello there, Ms. Namaaq. I'm with Alternia Nightly, and I must say, it looks like your first ever gallery exhibit has been a smashing success so far. Journo. The journalist's syrupy tone and innocuous words don't seem threatening to you, but you're picking up on some tense vibes from Remele, whose hair ribbon swings forward in front of her face aggressively. Of course it's a success. I never expected otherwise. Maybe not, but some in the art world have expressed surprise at the timing of this. Some have called it bold, considering that you're currently in the middle of a plagiarism controversy. Would you care to comment on the case against you by Trident Media? Instead of being caught off guard by the questions sprung on her, Remele relaxes and laughs. Oh, that. As if they have any kind of real evidence that I'm violating their precious intellectual property. All the characters I draw and profit from are entirely original, and Trident Media and their legislator are just mad about it because the whole internet knows that my storylines are better than the source material. Oops, I mean, better than the unrelated creative works that my comic happens to bear a superficial resemblance to. Feel free to quote me on that. The reporter takes the quote and scuttles away. Remele seems unbothered, but you can't help but feel concerned for her. Copyright infringement is serious business. Is your new friend in legal hot water? Nah, Alternia barely has any copyright protections to speak of. It's just that little pest Gorjek trying to stir up shit as usual. The company behind his lawsuits wouldn't even care if it hadn't gotten involved. I'm sorry, Gorjek? Sorry, my cat. Hello, baby. Gorjek, wait a minute. Like Tagora? Spiciness. It's no big deal. Nothing I can't handle. You go back to following her around the gallery, keeping your distance whenever a purple blood comes up to compliment her on her work. You can tell that despite her confident attitude, Remele is still thinking about that journalist. She taps her foot and frowns at the paintings whenever there's a lull in conversation, throwing glances at the door that the journalist left through. You know, it's not like Alternia has a free press or credible newspapers. That reporter was probably hired by someone with a grudge to dig up dirt on me. I don't think it was Gorjek, actually. Too obvious. Amateurish. No, this stinks of my competition. The artistique establishment that thinks all I do is fan art and shouldn't be taken seriously as an artist. All our paintings are in the museum across the street, and they hate that I've managed to put up my own exhibit. Those stuck-up, pretentious bulge scrubs have been trying to sabotage me for so long. She turns to you, her hands balled up into fists, and the X in her eye flashing with passion. I've been waiting for the opportunity to strike back at them. If everyone is going to accuse me of being a thief and a hack anyway, I might as well steal from them for real. But their security is tight, and I haven't had an accomplice. Until now. What do you say? Want to help me pull off a risky art heist? Yes, fuck yes, or hell fucking yes. I don't have much of a choice, do I? Okay, the last time I showed too much enthusiasm, it bit me in the ass. Let's go the middle of the road. Remele does one last round in her exhibit, saying goodbye to her patrons and grabbing her bag, which seems to be mostly art supplies, as you head out the door and onto the street. The museum that she wants to rob is at the end of the block, in a much bigger, fancier building than the one you just walked out of. All the lights are off inside, and it doesn't have any signs advertising current exhibits. We could do this one of two ways. Follow that journalist and steal the keys if she has them, or break in without them. Oh, this is the actual choice here. Steal the keys or bust down the door. Ooh. We don't want to tip them off. Can we bust down the back door? Let's try and bust down the back door. A heist sounds risky enough without spending extra time trying to pickpocket some keys. You suggest that if this crime is going to happen tonight, it should happen now. No time like the present. Good point. Let's go break into a museum. You scoot casually across the street to the museum on the corner. After seeing the kind of looks your unusual appearance draws from passerby, Remele takes some fabric from her bag and wraps it around your head. There. Now people will probably just assume that you have horns. You're just embarrassed by them being tiny or malformed. Duck into that alcove shielding the museum's back door and wait for me. I'm going to circle the block first, just so we seem less suspicious. As you wait for Remele by the door, the reality of this caper settles in. You've been excited about the heist at first, because who wouldn't be excited by the opportunity to sneak around, steal some art, and stick it to the man, probably while a snazzy soundtrack played. But now you realize that in heist movies they always have blueprints for the place they're going to rob, and you have no blueprints. Seems like a dire sign. Before you can get too swept up in your worries, Remele returns. Does she have an idea how to get into this place? Because the door looks pretty unbust-downable to you. Yeah, I've got some tricks up my sleeve. I've never done this before, but it'll probably work. She roots around her bag until she comes out with several paintbrushes of varying size, then crouches down and uses the skinniest one as a lockpick. Ooh. It doesn't work, aw man. But then she selects a different paintbrush with different bristles and uses some of the bristles bunched together and the lock clicks open. Nice, it's very resourceful. Ha! I'm great at this. Bet I could be an incredible thief if I decided to do that instead of art. Do you ever take the time to just sit back and acknowledge how great you are at everything you try to do and how much you trust yourself to never fuck up when it counts? You hope that the question is rhetorical because your honest answer is that no, you don't have a whole lot of experience acknowledging how great you are at everything you attempt. Your mental acknowledgements lately have mostly been the opposite of that. Maybe it wasn't rhetorical because Remele stays crouched like that for a second, looking at you like she wants an answer. When you eventually come up with an awkward shrug, she stands up and puts away her makeshift lockpick, dusting off her hands and opening the door. I guess not everyone can be at my confidence level. Anyway, let's go. Oh lord. Oh no. Silence of the Lambs, oh my god. You follow her inside. Much to your delight, you see that this museum has an infrared laser beam alarm system. It looks so cool, just like in the movies, and you're back to being excited. Remele seems into it too, bouncing on the balls of her feet next to you. Interesting. Very interesting. One of us is going to have to get through these beams to disable the alarm. The box to do it is across the room there, see? But these lasers are so close together. You can see the issue. Remele isn't that tall for a troll, but she might be too tall to maneuver through these beams. Even if she bends over, it's going to be tricky for her to squirm through them all without losing her balance and tripping the alarm. Oh no. But the trolls that designed this alarm system didn't have your hornless ass in mind when they thought of potential intruders. You stoop over a bit to see if you'll fit, and sure enough, yes, you should be able to shimmy your way through these beams with minimal contortion. Fuck yeah, I knew I was right to bring an accomplice. Great thinking, me. And great heist skills, you, if you pull this off. You recall what you said about confidence and trusting yourself to not fuck things up, and assure her that you've got this. I do not got this. You face the laser beams with your self-doubt shoveled all the way down, where it hopefully won't screw anything up for you. You take a deep breath and crouch down and carefully, so carefully, inch your way forward between the wires. It's the slowest you've ever crossed a room in your life, and there are a couple of moments when you teeter and almost lose your balance. You can hear Remele hissing through her teeth behind you at tense moments, but you press on without looking back. And then you've done it! You've reached the box to disable the alarm system, and you have no idea how you're going to do that. All the buttons are labeled in an alien alphabet. Crap. Oh, that's right, I forgot you can't read. Press the one that looks like, a meat hook, but with angry eyes. And then press the one that looks like a meat hook, but it's got purbeast claws. That should do it. That sounds bonkers to you, but you look back at the buttons, and her descriptions of the letters were actually pretty spot on. Nice! You press the angry eyes and the cat claws, and the whole alarm system makes a soft shuddering noise and clicks and shuts off. You are thrilled. You did it! Who knew what going through... You are thrilled. You did it! Who knew that doing something right could give you such a rush? This is just like the part of the heist where the heroes had to sweat for a minute, but then defeated the unforeseen wrench in their plan. You were certain that there couldn't possibly be any larger wrenches in your plans still to come. Oh, you're probably wrong there. Remele crosses the room to join you, giving you an appraising look with her hands on her hips. Not bad. Thanks for coming through for me like that. Now let's get what we came here for. There's one work in particular that I'm here to get. You follow her through the different galleries, passing through sculpture rooms and oil paintings until you reach a display of pieces that look inspired by pop culture. The paintings and prints in here remind you a lot of Remele's exhibit, and when you look at her you can see that she's rigid, her eyes flashing and a passionate blue tint to her cheeks. I can't believe they call me the hack. Such bullshit. Whatever, it's cool. It doesn't actually bother me, I just need to send the message that they don't want to fuck with me. This painting right here is a direct ripoff of one of my early works, back when I was naive enough to put my art up for free, without realizing it would just get copied and someone else would get all the credit and the profit. Well, I learned my lesson. I'll take this so they can't sell it, rip off their ripoff, make something even better, and turn it over for a truckload of cash. She grabs the painting, and just when the two of you are about to heist roll out of there, you hear voices at the back door, and what sounds like a team of security guards coming in. They must have arrived to investigate the alarm system shutting down. You're ready to embrace your panic, but you stop hyperventilating when you feel Remele's vice-like clawed grip on your arm. Don't freak out. Follow my lead, and we can still get out of this. You assume that the whole heist is off now that security has shown up, but to your surprise, Remele doesn't put the stolen painting back on the wall. She gives your arm one last reassuring squeeze before sauntering out of the room with her head held high, moseying with no hurry towards the front door. You follow her nonchalant lead as best you can. When one of the security guards stops her, Remele gives him a condescending, slightly confused look. What are you even doing here? My assistant told me she informed all staff that I would be swinging by today to pick this up. Did you miss that memo? Give me a break. I'm sure it must be easy to miss things, right? Because as a security guard, you probably get so much important correspondence every day. Her four pupils somehow give her sneering eye roll extra sarcastic force. She yawns and with her free hand not holding the painting, flicks some non-existent dirt off her shirt. The security troll, a burgundy blood judging from the sign on his top hat, looks uncertain and embarrassed. But I get it. I understand crossed wires. Since you're apparently too busy to do your job right, I'll catch you up to speed. I'm the artist behind this piece, and I've got a wealthy patron interested in commissioning something similar. I'm taking this as a reference in order to negotiate a better deal. There is absolutely no way these guys will buy her story. The two of you look so guilty, and you still have her yellow sash wrapped around your head, probably looking like an idiot with head injury. But Remele is staring down this guard like it hasn't even occurred to her that she might be questioned. You've never seen someone double down so hard on a story that is such transparent bullshit. If you want to waste more of my time and yours by calling your superior to verify, go ahead. He might not be thrilled that this mix-up happened because you can't keep up with your emails, though. The security troll was already wavering. At the mention of his emails, he cringes. His co-workers behind him shuffle around muttering to each other. He steps back, horns lowered in embarrassment, and waves you and Remele through with a mumbled apology. You can't believe this is happening, but the two of you swagger out to the street through the front door, legitimate as anything. You don't stop until you've turned the corner at the next block, and then Remele leans against a wall and laughs, holding her painting happily to her chest. Suckers. Feels good to get away with things, doesn't it? It does feel good, you suppose. Mostly you think you're still reeling. How did she come up with a story like that on the fly? How did she guess correctly that the security guard wasn't some hyper-organized inbox zero kind of guy who'd ever believe that he could have missed a message? Remele gives you an odd look and reaches forward to unwind her sash from around your head and stuff it in her bag. I just winged it, man. You overthink things. My guesses are usually right because I'm a creative genius, but if going after him for emails hadn't worked, I guess we'd have been arrested, and then I'd talk my way out of that eventually, too. Wow. You find it hard to believe that she goes through life so easily, with a kind of unshakable belief that she can improvise through anything. Doesn't she worry that it'll catch up with her someday? You want the long answer? It's this. Nope, I super don't. And if you still don't get it, I don't know if it's the thing you can really learn. She picks up the painting again, looking down the street and away from you. Well, that was a successful heist. Now that I've ruined the competition, I feel inspired. I'm gonna take this home and paint. Wait, hang on. With a sinking feeling, you realize that she's getting ready to part and this friendship might be slipping through your fingers. Sorry, kid. You seem like you're not totally useless at least, but I'm not one for long-term artistic collaboration. It's a lot easier to talk your way out of tight spots when you're on your own. Peace. Wait, what? Wait, what? You watch her go, your shoulders sagging with disappointment. You guys stole from a museum together, escaped together, bamboozled the cops together. You should have bonded over your shared transgressions and culpability. Every crime movie you've ever seen has taught you that heists bring people closer together, but... cultural differences? Oh my god! What? I helped her steal a painting and she doesn't want to jack shit with me. Oh my god. I think that's the first time I've, like, successfully pulled off the actual thing that they were trying to do and did not get the friendship. Oh my god. Well, that did not go according to plan. There goes hopes for this volume ending with 2 successes. God damn it. Maybe volume 8. If you want to come hear me ramble about things, come follow me on Twitter at SwiftMartyrdom. I'm also on Tumblr as GatoNip, and I'm always on YouTube, rolling around, stealing art. I'm not actually stealing art. Don't steal art. Anyway, see you guys next time. Bye!